So wow, this totally feels a little new. It's been a while, guys. What's going on, YouTube? I apologize for being gone for a year. I will say, as you guys saw in some of the videos that I had before I went on a hiatus, I had moved into a new home. I moved to Texas. I have been busy. Job's been good. Got a new job again. Happy about that. Took it upon myself to basically say I was going to DIY renovate the entire house from the ground up. So I've been going each room one at a time, trying to learn, one, the skills to do it, and then the execution to how I actually execute my plan. So you might see behind me, I got this wood beam up that I put up, and I got some hanging chairs so that when I'm trying to, experience the life of Zen, I can go ahead and do that. But anyway, that's not what we're here today for. Let me pop a squat in my chair. Today is delivery day. Whoa, man, it has been a journey. I have constantly been going back and forth on what car I wanted, and me and car buying, I try and make the best car buying decision in that moment because I really don't want to be the type that's buying and selling constantly trying to find that car. So instead, I just take a really long time marinating on the type of cars that I'm interested in, try and get out and drive them, and see if it's really what I'm looking to spend the next couple of years with. And well, today I ended up with this car today. And it's not a typical common buy, but I felt that it aligned with some of the things that I was looking for. And quite honestly, came out on the lower end of the price bracket of cars that I was looking at. So I'll go ahead and quickly share with you guys the original list of cars that I started with and kind of how I kind of got to the conclusion of where I ended up at. And so the list started off, when I was trying to be sensible, the Alpha 4C, the Ford Mustang GT350, the BMW M2 with the N55, not the competition pack, and then that kind of ventured off into the AMG GTS, the Cayman GT4, and then last but not least, the 911 GT3. So as I went down through that list, I liked the idea of the Alpha 4C, didn't really like the engine. Turbo, I just didn't like the way the motor sounded, and I thought that that alone would make me fall out of love with the car, despite that I really love the lightweight, the carbon fiber chassis, and then I had some big plans for mods I was going to do. But that's history now. The next car. So the M2. Love the BMW M2. It's a fabulous car. I thought I could do some really great things with it. Didn't sound too bad, but it was BMW. I have a BMW. I didn't want a car that was so similar to what I already had. So that's off the list. You already saw me rave about the GT350. Now, the simple reason why I got the list, too damn big. So that's gone. That's really why it was gone. Just too much car in terms of size. I wanted something nimble, lightweight, and small that wasn't fitting that niche. However, did have a beautiful sounding motor. Next one on the list was the Cayman GT4. Now, my problem with the Cayman GT4 was it wasn't a GT3. Love the car, love the sound, absolutely amazing in terms of performance that it delivered. But I just felt like, my end game, my end goal is GT3. And I felt like every day I got into a GT4, I was going to think about a GT3. And that's just who I am. So, no more GT4. Then there's the AMG GTS. Now, I've done a video on this car, and quite honestly, the video that I did was a spec that I strongly would have actually wanted. The white on black exterior with that brown mocha-like interior, beautiful. A little more classy, you feel a little more luxurious when you're in it, and I like that. And if I didn't do that, I probably would have done like a black Alcantara with the red or yellow contrast stitching, or found a white on red leather one. I absolutely love the car. When I see an AMG GTS on the road, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Double necking, trying to look at it as long as it remains in sight. They're beautiful cars. Now, when I went to drive it, that's where a little bit of the love for the car started to fade away. And I talked about it before, but just to keep it really short, I didn't really like where I sat in the car. Fantastic from a design standpoint, exterior wise, but in the car, I'm so far away, I felt a little uncomfortable with knowing where I was in the car. The view was so far away, it felt like I was like in the back of a school bus trying to steer that thing. I want to be up front. I want to have that great, beautiful visibility, that confidence of really knowing where you're at. And I'm not a race car driver. I'm not on a racetrack, 9 times out of 10. When I'm taking this car out. So while it had won Motor Trend of the Year, it's a phenomenal track car, they say. It has great driving dynamics from a in-around town daily driver cruiser. It was limiting me in terms of the confidence and type of feel I wanted when I'm just cruising around. Now inside, it feels like you're inside a Gucci store or something. It's nice in there. It's real nice in there. But I didn't just want a nice cruising car. I wanted a car that felt nicer than my M3 when I'm in it, but had more of the sport sense of the car. And then on top of all that, I didn't truly love the sound. It was a different sound. It wasn't bad, but it kind of reminded me of like a diesel truck. I said it. It had like a little more truck-like sound than that, high-pitched roaring-like sound that I've come to enjoy in the cars. And for that reason, the AMG GTS is off the list. Last on the list, absolutely love this car, the 911 GT3. I consider 997.2s and I even considered 991.1 GT3s. And quite honestly, I love the 997.2s, but they were already pushing the top end of the budget in terms of how much car I was really getting, and I really wanted a 991. Now, I found a couple of 991s that could work, but it would leave me with no mod money. And I love modding. I didn't want a stock 911 GT3 because then I'd just be a guy in a stock 911 GT3. Now, I know there's not much you can do to it, but there are headers, there are exhausts, there are wheels, and I wouldn't have been able to do those things given the budget that I allocated to myself for cars. And quite honestly, even beyond that, I couldn't find a spec that I wanted. If you go on cars.com right now and you search 911, 991.1 GT3s, you will find that the selection of cars available, if you are hovering in the lower end of the $100,000 range, if you got a little bit more money to spend north of 135, you have some options. But in the lower hundreds, they're all very simple spec cars. And I didn't just want to get a simple spec car. And that's how I ended up with the Evora. So instead of talking about that right now, let's wait till it comes. It said it's supposed to be in a half hour, and then I'll talk to you why I ended up going with the freaking Lotus Evora 400.